folks, Flipknot here. Today we're going to be talking about something that all of you really enjoy talking about how much you hate this motorcycle. But I'm going to talk about practical things about this thing that could be better. But it's not just complaining about it being an electric motorcycle, I can't hear the engine, all the nonsensical things that everybody's been complaining about because you've never been on. It seems like every time you talk about this motorcycle, the first thing everybody brings up is one of two things. It's either the price, but that's not good. Enough of that. That's another video for another time. You're all here to hear me complain about this motorcycle. But before I get to that, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go grab me some tacos. The best tacos in all of Tampa Bay. It is a hidden little gem. I have hesitations of even telling you about it, but I'm hungry. I want tacos. They have the best tacos. Let's go to La Fiesta. Trying to get to go food? Yeah.
I know it was you.
What?
I remember you.
I'm here all the time. I'm here as much as I can be. Oh, yeah. This is exciting. I love this place so much. Yeah, this place is amazing. Enjoy. Alright. Now to get to the shop as fast as possible, because I'm hungry. Let's go the long way around. Like the TV show that I need to talk about still. Alright, food's in my backpack. I'm on my way to BSG, and we can have this conversation now. Okay, first and foremost, a fact of life when it comes to riding an electric motorcycle or any electric vehicle, you have to have basically your charging cable like you do for your cell phone. And as a bartender, I will tell you flat out, if you come up to me at a bar and you go, hey, charge my phone, I will 100% tell you no, I don't have a charging cable for you, because I personally believe that you as an adult being able to legally drink like an adult should have enough foresight to remember, hey, I'm gonna go out drinking, maybe I should charge my phone before I leave the house, instead of aggravating the bartender every 10 to 15 minutes that I need him to charge my phone and I'm waiting for that response from my Tinder date. Grow up, kids. Have your charging cable. And don't get me wrong, when I found out that it lived under my seat, awesome. Absolutely loved it. I was always worried I was not to have this giant freaking extension cord in my backpack. No, it has a place in the seat. It's fantastic. But having to unravel it and re-ravel it, and it just, like any good iPhone cable, it will fray eventually, and that worries me. If this were actually my motorcycle, I would probably buy 2 or 3 cables. One I could leave at BSG, one I could leave at the house, one I could leave under the seat in case of emergencies, in case I go to a friend's house, whatever. But it is really aggravating to have to coil that thing up and have to try to get it right because you don't want it to pinch, you don't want it to fray. You want to make sure that you get as much life out of that charging cable as you possibly can. And I know what's coming next is the barrage of comments of, excuse me, sir, we just did the Louisiana Purchase. I'm Lois, this is my buddy Clark, and I need to be able to ride 3,000 miles every day, which you never do. The majority of you, not all, almost never do more than a 60-mile round trip daily. Almost never. You go out on your motorcycle every weekend, you put a couple 100 miles on it. I get it. Yeah, we all do that. But I ride motorcycles every day. I do not own a car. I haven't owned a car in over 10 years. I don't plan on owning a car anytime soon. My motorcycle is my main form of transportation. Rain or shine, hot or cold, I'm on a motorcycle. That is my life. That has my life been for the last 10 years. So I don't get the option of having a car to do those miles. When you wake up in the morning and you're going to work, and just because you work over 100 miles away from your home does not mean you're taking a motorcycle most of the time. I drive a car less than most people ride their motorcycle. I probably drive a car less than twice every 2 months. So as a reliable transportation from home to work, to the grocery store, to wherever I need to be, I've always had the right backpack, I've always had the right distance, I've always had whatever I needed. All right, now that we're hopping on to the interstate and maintaining normal highway speeds, normal throttle position, I'm gonna say this. Electric motorcycles don't have gears, so you don't change gears and get relief on the tension of the throttle. Whereas on an electric motorcycle, it is a dial. It is a dimmer switch. And it goes from 0 to 100. And if you want to keep it at 50, you got to hold it at 50. So over years and years of being a bartender, I have arthritis in my hands. And I have a really poorly healed boxer's fracture that hurts all the time. So not being able to go through gears and get a little bit of relief and let go of that tension on the throttle by wire, some days hurt worse than others. Some distances hurt worse than others. And before, again, you start blaming this motorcycle, it happens on all motorcycles. It's just that the tension on this one is a little bit worse. But at the same time, guess what? I have cruise control. So I do have the ability to let go of the tension for a little bit. And in a weird way, I'll agree with most of you where it's like, this thing does not have the range for cruise control to a degree, but the cruise control will also allow you to get more miles out of it because it's consistency. And how many of us, as either children or parents or aunts and uncles, know a child, or at one point were yourself a child, that had a Power Wheels, which essentially is the very same thing that I'm on right now, just kind of, you know, the adult version of that thing. Being the fact that weight will factor into the longevity and range of your battery, the majority of this motorcycle is plastic. My very nifty Odin gloves with the magnets in them don't have anywhere to magnetize to because the whole thing is plastic. So, like a Power Wheels going over cobblestone or brick streets, it sounds kind of like a $30,000 toy. And makes you feel a little, you know, sometimes it has that weird way, like, did I make the right choice? But I feel like a lot of people ask themselves that question when making a major purchase, regardless of what you're purchasing. You could be purchasing the fountain of life. You're still asking yourself, going, did I make this, was this a good idea, or is it just too much money? Is eternal life really worth however much? I feel like maybe carbon fiber would have been way cooler. It would have justified the price a slight bit more. It would have made the bike a little bit lighter. That quality could have been a smidge better. Speaking of weird plastics, what is this? Why is this? This is dumb. Clearly not doing the job it's meant to do. Why did you cut out a hole right here that didn't kick it up? Lucky for me, I wear a backpack most of the time, so that catches most of the gunk, but like, I kind of understand the point of this, but at the same time, it's like, this hole kicks it up right where it's not supposed to. Ironically speaking, right now, the long way up, which is giving this motorcycle so much limelight, it's the first thing they remove from it. Maybe, you know, Harley, maybe let's think about like that right there. That is kind of dumb. It doesn't make sense. Just saying.
Let's be completely honest right now. As much as I'm enjoying making this video and I want to go out there and rip that bike apart just a little bit more, I have tacos. And I'm sure that there's a good amount of you right now going, show me them tacos. Let's show you some tacos. First thing I come to realize, La Fiesta, is that you ripped me off because I love your guacamole, but you didn't give me any chips. How did you not give me chips? The disastrous consequences of living with a backpack. Now, all the meat's still there. That's good. At the same time, I remember saying a beef, 2 porks, and 1 pastora. All I see is 2 porks and 1 pastora. This is very upsetting, but this is still very delicious. The guacamole. The only restaurant I've ever been to where you order a guacamole and you see the waitress grab a fresh avocado and hand it to the kitchen guy. Best guacamole in the world. When the biggest disappointment about a restaurant that English is their 3rd language is that they occasionally might mess up, which, by the way, in 15 years of eating at this place, this is the first time they've messed up my order. Not a bad run. So I'm gonna get fat and stupid. We'll talk about the LiveWire later. Oh yeah, I don't know how I forgot. Burritos. Always gotta have a Burritos. All right, so I'm too excited about this and I keep forgetting about certain things. So really quickly, their salsas, their verde and the Rioja are all made in-house. And depending on what time of day you show up, they get hotter because they've been sitting on the stove all day reducing. So yeah, delicious. Make sure you get them. Enough of me, I'm eating last time, promise. Just so we're all clear here, when it comes to eating tacos, you turn your head for the taco, you don't turn the taco for your head. That's how you eat tacos.
Technology at this point and the very cusp of what's to come. What a time to be alive. You know, I think a lot of people are complaining about, like, oh no, electric bikes are killing the combustion.
All right, that was delicious. Let's talk about seating position. When it comes to Harley, the first thing you think about is comfort. And the whole point of most Harleys is long miles, laid back, enjoy the road, see the world. Typically, they're bullet points when it comes to being a company. Like this thing, Road King Kong. But not necessarily the King Kong, just Road King in general. Let's sit on it. The general gist is your back, your arms are relaxed, your knees are slightly bent. You're in a very comfortable position. You're very able to enjoy the moment and the scenery that you see around you. This is my recently overly neglected Triumph. It's a very comfortable motorcycle. It's not as comfortable as Road King Kong, but it's a very comfortable ride. For me, I very much enjoy it. Put on the center seat real quick. Although very similar to the LiveWire, got 90 degree at the hips. I got pretty good 80 degree at the knees. I can be back here, I can be up here, I can be a little bit more tack if I need to be. I can sit back and relax and enjoy the moment. This is a very comfortable motorcycle. For me, I really do enjoy this. I've done 200 or 300 miles on it before. It's very simple, it's not hard. Other than injuries that I've acquired from the wreck I had this year, 100% okay with doing a lot of miles on this thing. And then we have the LiveWire. Overly bent at the knees, overly slouched forward, lots of back pain, a little too much right here. If I could be here on it, I'd be a lot better on it. My friend Erm says that these need to come back a little bit so that you're not there, you're kind of there, which I agree with, but this not being my motorcycle, I'm not touching that. I do feel like a gorilla doing push-ups at times. It's not uncomfortable, but at times it gets right down here, a touch. But as I've been doing constantly this whole time, I'm gonna defend this motorcycle. This motorcycle is built to be a speed demon. So like most road motorcycles made for speed, that is your position. That is kind of standard in that world. So, can't necessarily judge. It's not made for miles, it's made for miles per hour.
People still do that? And the one thing that I hate about this motorcycle above everything is everybody complaining about it. Just everybody has to put in their 2 cents. I get it, man. It is too expensive. Yes, there is no range on it. Yes, it's too early. No, it doesn't have a clutch. No, it doesn't vibrate. I get it, man. I freaking get it. I'm not arguing with the points you're all making. It's just that everybody's making the same point. I've said it before, I'll say it 1,000 more times. It's not about this motorcycle, it's about what this motorcycle's gonna bring with the next. And just like a lot of you out there, I'm pretty sure that one time you're getting busy with your old lady, she stuck her finger in your back door and spooked the crap out of you. But the next time you're kind of wanting it a little bit. That's kind of what this motorcycle is. Like, you were asking for it after a while. It's a new experience and you very much enjoyed it, and you're afraid to tell your friends about how cool that little experience was, guys. Nothing to be afraid here. Man, you do you. I'm not judging you. Stop judging me for liking this motorcycle. Quit with this whole, it's not for you thing. It's not. I get it. Nobody's making you buy this. Nobody's saying you have to buy this. Harley Davidson's not going to stop making a combustion engine anytime soon. But what's so wrong with diversifying? What's so wrong with trying something new? If you all love Harley Davidson so much, support it as a company. Because these technological adventures that they're going on is only going to help the company and not hindering it. When the majority of the people riding motorcycles are above the age of 60 and people in their 30s are not buying them, best-selling Harley Davidson went from the Sportster to the Trike. You're not doing them any justice this way. You gotta let them grow. You gotta let them expand and try new things. But when you just sit there and rabble over like, it's not a Harley Davidson because I can't feel the vibrating in my butthole. Bro, chill out. It's not mandatory that you go out there right now and buy one. It's not mandatory that you like it. But being able to evolve, being able to try something new is just what life is. Getting stuck in the same hole for your entire life, doing the same thing, that is just boring. That is not exciting. If I made a decent living and I could afford to have this bike and another one, I 1000% would buy this motorcycle and probably a Road King. I would have the Road King for the same purpose most of you have a Road King. Those long weekend trips that everybody wants to go on, that Oregon Trail everybody claims to do daily. No, it's a weekend motorcycle. It's something that you do a long trip on. This does all the rest. I haven't been to a gas station in 3 weeks. And I love the fact that I wake up in the morning, my tank's full, good to go, no questions asked. I know I'm not gonna go over 100 miles. I don't have to worry about it. So just like that one time your old lady went in your outdoor, give it a chance, man. You might actually like it if you gave it a try. But on that terrible metaphor, that's when I'm gonna wrap up this video. And that's where you guys know how this works. Don't forget to like this video. Do not forget to subscribe. And as always, catch you on the flip side. Woo! Whee!